Hi guys, welcome to this 4-step process. And right now you're at the introduction of step number 1, which is creating your baseline score. And we get some questions every now and then about people asking like, what is this baseline thing? This baseline thing is something that we came up with and actually became a kind of a term that we use internally. And a baseline is where it starts. It's creating this first benchmark, so to speak, with your product and then against your competitors, because you want to know how well or how bad are you actually doing? How well or how bad am I actually doing? How, do the first validation as if you like do it before you actually launch a product, right? You have to do it once. You have to know, if I pick my competitors and I put my product next to them and I start validating it, why do people pick my product over others, or why do people pick my competitors over mine? And that's the baseline. That's where it starts. And in next steps, we're going to dig into the information and we're going to try to optimize your main image, at least for this project, optimize your main image accordingly with the information that you found in the answers, both qualitative and quantitative, and apply them to your listing. So next time, when we go in step number 3 or 4 from this entire process, you are based on a data-driven way going to improve your main image. And that's why this baseline is so important, because every improvement you make along the way have to be better than the results coming out of this baseline. And the baseline can be, if you put 5 products in a row, 4 of your competitors, including you, so that's 5 in total, how many of the votes do you get? Is it like 10%? If it's 50%, is it 20%, 15, 17, 18? You have to know, because that's your first start. Then if you make your improvements in step number 4, and then you beat your old image, that was 10 or 15%, and right now you have like 30 to 40%, you know you did a significantly better job with your main image. And that will result in validation, because then you know for sure, for a fact, that that's actually improved. Then you upload it to your listing. And it doesn't take you that long. If you do an A/B test on Amazon, it takes you weeks to get that information. And then per variation. So you have 4 variations, take you probably like 4 to 6 months to actually do it correctly. Based on what Amazon says in an experiment, you have to take at least 30 days. And significant amount of data. Right now you can fast forward that process with Intellivy, microtest, and it all starts with the baseline. So go through these 4 steps and right now start with a baseline. And that's what we educate, what we explain in these steps, how to pick your right competitors, how to craft a good situation for the framing for the people, put them in the right perspective so that answers that they give are actually reasonable, talking from the right start. So they have an awareness about a problem. They're going to look for a solution. Your product is among the solutions. Why do they pick your product and why? So let's move in and start this first step of the process, which is creating your baseline. In the next step, we're going to read and study the responses. Good luck. Okay, great. Now, step number 2 is read and study the responses. Right now, you have 2 kind of responses. First, you have the quantitative responses, which is basically how many people actually chose my product and how many people chose my competitor's product. Right? The second element is the qualitative responses, which is the reasoning behind why people actually picked one product over another. The numbers are fine, but the real gold is in the answers that they write. Many times, I can say 100% of the time, people do a baseline score, they find gold in there. I don't know your product. I don't know what kind of product you're going to pick. But if you write it like exactly the situation, as was explained in the first step of this process, the answers that you're getting are reasonable. And you will find golden nuggets in there that help you to optimize your main image and your product tile as a whole. So, follow the steps that we explain here step by step. It's mainly text, so this is the only video you'll probably find here. But go in and we try to put everything as much in detail as possible. So, and if you don't understand it, read it twice, read it 3 times, but most importantly, get your feet wet. Just go through this. And when you did it like once or twice, then it starts like becoming kind of a habit. That's where you have to be. Validation first. Okay, good luck. Okay, step number 3 is a very important step. This is about how to instruct your remote designer. You can have an in-house designer, you can have a remote designer, but important is how to instruct them. So now in step 1 and step 2, you have the information from your first audience, right? You have around roughly 150 responses, and now you have, in step number 2, you dig out the gold out of it, and that gold you have to put into practice. And I'm not sure if you're a designer yourself or you can design your own images, but I would definitely suggest that you hire a designer or find one on Fiverr or Upwork or wherever, but maybe you already have one in-house, the one that actually created your main images currently. And it is important to instruct your designer correctly. So what we've done, there is an instruction document in here. You can just fill in the blanks, and this gives like a lot of information to your designer, and it's written by our head of design. He wrote it, and he's actually educating our own designers, and we have quite a few. And so it is from knowledge, and it's a designer speaking in design language to another designer in design language. So that makes it a lot easier for you to actually go through those hoops and loops and to instruct them correctly. Then one of the most important elements in the document is you don't design images, especially not the main image, to win in a designer contest. You want to win in a marketplace. You want to get the click, you want to get the sale. That's what you want to win and where you want to win. So that's, and to get there, there's a lot of things to play with, and a lot of the things that maybe designers don't know, or they do know, but don't know the restriction that Amazon have. So that's how we wrote this document. So in this step, you're going to instruct your designer to come up with 3 or 4 new variations of your main image. Okay, good luck. Okay, welcome step number 4. Now you got here. Now it's time to validate, like, how well did your designer do? How well did you analyze the information from step 1 and step 2 of this entire process? And this is where the fun starts, right? Because right now you have, like, if it's correct, if you did all the steps, now you have like 4 new designs for your main image, and you're going to put them to the test, and you're going to do the validation process. And when you do that, there's a different campaign for that, and you'll find it in the steps that we have right here. It's a competitive comparison campaign. You going to pull them all 4 together in 4 separate polls against the same base of products, the same base of competitors that you've had in the first step when you created the baseline score. And then you can actually see afterwards, how well did I do? Am I getting into an improvement mode, or is it getting worse, right? And if it's going worse, you go again. If it's getting better, by the end of this 4th step, now you know I have an image that's doing significantly better when I do it in a micro test environment. So now upload the image to Amazon and wait for the magic to happen, because now you're actually making a significant improvement, which will result in a better CTR, a better conversion rate, more traffic to your listing, and most importantly, the Amazon flywheel, which will get you traffic from all different kind of sources in Amazon, out of Amazon, and Amazon is rewarding you for getting a better CTR. Because in the end, there's only one thing that Amazon wants, is like the highest revenue per satisfied visitor. And if you make if you're able to get more clicks out of the impressions that Amazon is giving you, they're rewarding you with so much more than better keyword rank. They give you traffic and sessions. So good luck. Go through this process, through these steps, and by the end, hopefully you have an image that actually is crushing the other ones and crushing your competition. Good luck.